Come on, baby. Go live. Go live. Ah, there we are. We're live. What's up, Jennifer Lacey?
Good morning. How are you?
I am fantabulous. I just slid in here at the house about 31 minutes ago. Drove in from Austin, Texas.
I know you do this to me a lot. You like and you haven't done it in a while, but like all I could think about is you were like, "Oh yeah, I just pulled in and just jumped on." And I'm like, "Jesse, you left zero like any kind of buffer for anything that was going to happen on the road, anything in the car." Like, I appreciate that everything worked out this morning.
Or I just perfectly sized all of my buffers and it
I
worked
mean,
out.
maybe. I mean, yeah. Okay, we'll give you that.
We made it though. Here we are.
Yes.
I'm excited about today's call. So I guess I gotta let everybody know in the Omniverse, heads up, I'm feeling salty today.
Yes. So good luck today.
And so we're gonna be talking about the reason you can't build your dream team. And we'll give a little more color to what that actually means or what my intent is.
Yes.
But should we start with housekeeping, Jennifer Lacey?
Of course. As people are starting to jump on, we got people that probably have it on their calendar, but also some that are starting to see it scroll in front of them. So they're going to jump in. So we want to make sure that we hit everybody. So those of you that are out there and that you're starting to see our smiley faces and you're like, what is this and what is about to happen and what's going on here? If you have not been here before, we ask you to add a blue heart into the comments. So a couple of reasons why we do that. Number one is we don't know you're there unless you comment. So you can sit in the back and you can lurk and you can watch, which is fine, but we don't know you're there. And we love to acknowledge and recognize the people that are out there and supporting us. So if you're out there, if you do nothing else, just add a blue heart and lets us know you're there. But also, if you are new to our group, because we have a big community here, it allows us to recognize you, but also all of our tribe members to connect with you and connect with your content and things like that. So if you will do that, we would appreciate it. And it doesn't just have to be a blue heart; it can be a comment and things like that. But the blue heart gives us, whoop whoop, Danielle. It gives us a little bit of be able to acknowledge that. But it also, anytime you add any comment or any emoji or anything, it puts you in the randomizer. And so, Jesse, what is that?
The randomizer. And so when you drop a comment, emoji, whatever in the chat, it will put you automatically into this little raffle we call the randomizer. And at the top of the hour, what we will do is we'll do the randomizer. And if your name gets selected, you will get a 1 month pass to Emotional Bungee Jumpers and Cultivation Crew, where we are building OG gangsta level leadership tool skills.
Yes.
If you ain't scared of that, be ready because it's coming. And looks like we got a blue heart, Jennifer.
I know her. So hello, Danielle. Welcome. This is like your people. So I'm just going to tell you, like, it may have taken you a bit to get here, but you are going to love everything about everything here.
Yes. Come on, Danielle. And then we got Miss Kirby Coates. What's up, Kirby? We got Mr. Abbas. What's up, my brother? Oh, he sent me an email. I owe him a response, and you know how I am about that.
Yes.
I love you. I just haven't responded, man. Miss Cindy coming. Oh, she's at the coast today. Okay, all right. She's at the coast. And then the chief marketeer, Steve Martin, coming in from Connecticut. All right, so we got some people up and early today, and I think we're just ready to go. All right, so the title for today is The Real Reason You Can't Build Your Dream Team. And I just want to be ultra clear. I don't want anybody to be confused. I am not talking about your team at work. I'm not talking about your little department. I'm talking about the team that you are going to change the world with. So I don't know. Was that clear, Jen?
It is. And so it may be a little context as because those of you that are joining us, like every topic usually comes from a conversation somewhere, usually with this people that are on the live stream or the after party and things like that. And so we've talked about like, what's happening outside of you and things you can't control and all the things. But this one is specifically on we've talked about like having your board of directors or your advisory council or people around you. That doesn't mean the people that you work with every day, but it's those people that you are connected with, your tribe, your community, things like that. Some of them could be people you work with, and that's fine too. But it's like, who are those people that you handpick to be around you and support you and challenge you and call the BS? Who are those people? And we have talked a lot in some of our previous live streams about we can pick the people that encourage us and attaboy and it's not fair. We can pick those people, and then they make us feel good and they make us feel like it's not our fault, and that if it wasn't for this, like we get to pick those people, and we also get to pick those people that go, come on already, like what the hell. And so today is about looking at yourself, looking in the mirror, a little bit of self-reflection on what choices and decisions are you making for the results you're getting. Does that help?
Yes. Yeah, help me, girl. I'm in. Okay. And so we got Ms. Lucery. What's going on, sister? Good morning.
She just dropped a new book that she wrote, which I just got in the mail. So I'm so excited.
Fancy. And then we got Crystal Dude coming in from YouTube land. What's up, Crystal Dude?
Whoop, whoop. Thank you for joining.
Yeah. And then Danielle says, so excited. Amazing for doing this. Thanks for having me. She has been a victim of your energy for 8 years. Nice.
And she's still here. That should tell you something.
And she's still here. Yup. We got Ashton Quick coming in from YouTube. I don't know about this, Steve. Maybe I'm going to come back and pick on that a little bit. You can't build your dream team because I'm not in construction. I don't know if you're joking, but unacceptable. Yeah. All right, Jen. So you painted the picture, which I think is perfect. And maybe we'll just hit the team, hit the tribe out there with the question.
Yep.
And so first question. Or you know what? I'm just going to give the answer to the whole thing. Like, if you don't want to listen to the whole deal, all right, the answer to the question of the real reason you can't build your dream team is you. It is the things you are or are not doing that are attracting or repelling the folks you have in your circle. Bottom line, that's it. That's the game. And so question we want to put out there to the world is, everybody out there in the Omniverse, like, what is something you refuse to tolerate? I think is a really important question to think about, right? To process. And so, Jen, like, why would you say that this is an important question to examine?
Well, we like to complain. We like to gripe. We like to call people out on things. Like, I'm just going to say we pride ourselves in, like, that's a no and that's a yes. Like, I feel like we get in these little conversations with people on, like, that's just not okay, or this is what I would do. We've all been in those situations. But I don't think we spend enough time, like, instead of going, I see that over there, or that's not okay, like going, okay, but what about me? Like, in this situation, like, not only what would I do, but like, what control do I have? What influence do I have? And so to me, that's where this question, I think, is like, if you haven't completely answered this and understand it and are able to communicate it to someone else, then you got some work to do. Because it doesn't mean that there's not other scenarios and other things you need to think about. But if you have not, I'm challenging you, like, stop and take some time. Because and it may not be one thing, because for me, it's not just one thing. It's a couple things of, like, these are non-negotiables. These are things that, now, again, I can only control my choices. I can't control the people around me. But if they do not fit, they are in my non-negotiable bucket, I get to choose my interaction with them. I get to choose when they say something if I'm listening to it. Like I still get choices, even no matter what scenario I'm in. What are those things that you're like, that's a dead to me. That's a not going to happen. That's a, I'm not wasting my time because it isn't okay. Or it isn't something that's going to, it's not on my path.
Yep.
And so.
Yeah. Awesome. And so we got a request from Ashton Quick, says, what's some good advice to help my life? Continue engaging in this live stream. There you go. Take some notes, because I promise there's going to be some nuggets out there for you to carry forward. For me, the real ultra value of getting clear about what I'm not going to tolerate is because there was a period of time in my life when I wasn't clear about it. And so I would find myself surrounded by people that behaved in a certain way, that treated people in a certain way that was not aligned with what I wanted, right? Or how I roll, which wasn't a big deal to me, except that the people that I really wanted and needed in my circle saw the people that were close to me. And that was a deterrent. It wasn't me deterring them. It was the fact that I was tolerating certain behaviors, certain personalities. And that signaled to the next level that I'm trying to get to, of like, oh yeah, there's promise there, but he's not ready yet. No one's ever said that to me. But in hindsight, when I'm looking at people kind of evaluating, hey man, do I want to collaborate with them or play with them? I do pay attention to who they who they spend time with. And when I see a high concentration of what I would classify as scrub behavior, then I'm like, I don't have time for that. Like I understand that because I've been there, right? Maybe I'm not a scrub 95% of the time, but 5% of the time I am. I don't have time for that. Does that make sense, Jennifer?
No, it does. It does. And so the thing that you don't tolerate is what?
Me, the number one thing I don't tolerate is what's the word? The simple word is whining. I can't stand people whining. Like, I know that's kind of not big and deep and philosophical, but whiners are just like, for me, I've just decided people that whine about the way things are, and I don't get me wrong. Sometimes we're pissed off. Sometimes, it hurts, it stings, and we need to whine a little bit. Like I do it, but I'll do it once or twice, and then I'm done with it. Like, all right, it's time for action. So what I've noticed and seen in so many people is that they are whining about the same thing day after day, week after week. They are not action people. So I'm just not going to entertain the whine. Like I will. Oh man, that sucked. And yeah, you're right. Okay. And then I'll quickly, you've probably seen me do this, Jen, where I'll quickly change the conversation. Like, okay, well, what could you have done? Why do you think that happened? What'd you learn from that? How do you adjust? So it's kind of like, okay, that sucks. Wah. All right. And now what? And it's very easy when I do that with people that are like chronic whiners, they get offended. They're like, well, you don't even understand. And why is it my fault? Like, I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm saying the shit happened. What are you going to do about it? So anyways, low level, but very simple. People that whine, I just don't tolerate the whining because they want attention about their problem. And I'm sure they have people in their circle that'll do that. They don't need me to do that. Like, move on. What about you, Jen?
Well, I want to, and I love that. And I want to give context to, again, the goal is the people you're surrounded, people you're choosing to have around you to help you be better. The people that are around you to help you grow, you get to handpick those people.
Yes.
And so Jesse's like gets the handpick on. And again, he knows there's been some moments where I just needed to whine. So, but if you're handpicking the right people, like they'll listen, they'll acknowledge, and then they'll call you out and tell you what's next. Like we're not saying that you don't have an opportunity to vent.
Right.
If you pick the right people around you, they're then going to go, and what's next? And that's kind of what our conversation is about today. So it's not, 100%. You can never do this. So for me, the non-negotiables are the things they're the dissers. They're the people that disrespect and people that dismiss. So
Okay.
and for me, it comes down to, and the importance of how what valuing people means to me. And it doesn't mean I agree with everything everybody says. In fact, most of the time I don't agree with what everyone says.
Right.
But when I'm in a space and there's disrespect, so like I'm saying something, or even someone in a room is saying something and someone else doesn't agree with them, or they have more power, or they have more authority, and they can say things and do things in that moment that is completely disrespectful of the human that is there, the human being. And then the other one is, as that human being is sharing something, whether they agree or not, it is just dismissed like it doesn't even matter. And I can say things, Jesse, that you don't agree with, and you may even not like.
Yeah.
But I'm still like, my voice still matters to me, and it may not be applicable to you, or it may not be aligned with what you want to do and what's next, but it doesn't mean that what I'm saying doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And people that do those things, I am in rooms with them, and there are times where I can control some of that and some of it not. They are not in my inner circle. They are not on my advisory board. They are not people that I will share with and help me get better and grow. They're just not going to be there. Like people that do that to other people, and some of us don't like to own that. Like we've done that. We've been in rooms where like, I need to have credibility. I need to create some validity in this room. So I've just got to like let people know I'm running things and I'm in charge.
Yeah.
You're not. Just
like yes. No, I think it's important. It's like, for me, what's that, like, disrespect in my brain, like that's a totally relative concept. I agree with it, but we don't need to dig into what we mean by respect.
Yeah.
Dismissive behavior, I 100%, like, I know what that feels like, and that's bullshit. It is not cool. Like, if you're dismissing people, especially with like what's the word, passive aggressive tone, and like you are off the team, bro. We ain't playing that way.
Absolutely.
So valuable, and guess we got some responses.
Yes, come on, bring it on.
Josh,
wow, we haven't seen him in a while. Hello.
Got a coat on. He doesn't look 12 anymore. Awesome. Mr. Jin Guntorius. Oh, Mr. Jin.
I got to see him a couple weeks ago at an event. So yes, it's cool when I get to see people in person, for sure.
Yeah. And then Ms. Losery's coming in hot. She says, I don't tolerate lack of humility. Mm-hmm. So then I guess I'm going to take this as an ultra compliment that she would still put up with me on this live stream.
she gets to hang out with you in person next month. We'll see if she still shows up after that.
yeah, because we're going to meet in person in Florida. Yeah. I can get down with that, right? People that are totally self-absorbed and all the things, which I think there's the dismissive thing and disrespectful behavior that comes connected to that. Steve Martin says constantly selfish mindset. Agreed, right? Like the way I think about that is, I can't remember the name of the book. I think Adam Grant wrote it, that there's takers, givers, and matchers. For me, the selfish mindset, they're the takers. They're always looking to see what they can squeeze out of everything. And they're not my favorite people, for damn sure. Mr. Hoots, we don't want no scrubs, right? Like for me, I use the word scrubs. I don't want scrubs in my circle, but what does that really mean, right? I'm not talking about the Salt and Pepper song. There's some of these characteristics that we're discussing right now is what I mean. If you're a scrub, if you have these behaviors. Ms. Danielle, all right, she says, I don't tolerate people who add noise instead of clarity.
Bringing it.
The fake control says things are handled when they're not. What do you think about that, Jen? The noise.
Well, I mean, for me, even though I have an amazing group around me, like that is this year, like that. I mean, that everyone that knows me or interacts with me knows, like like quiet is my word this year. Like quiet, not because I'm quieter. Let's be clear. It is not because of that. It is exactly what Danielle just talktalked about. The noise and how that can distract you, or that can pull you in places that like, that's not where I want to go, or that's not what I want to do. The noise can get you off your path. It can get you not in a place that's like, this is not helping me grow. I'm not learning. I'm just busy. I'm just living in a chaotic state, and getting rid of that noise, it helps create that clarity. So no, solid.
Yeah, for me, when I read that, what it reminds me of, I'm probably, all of these things that I say are like non-negotiables. They're on the dead to me list. They're all behaviors that I used to practice with excellence. But like the noise, like make the fake control, it's something that I used to do, like kicking up dust. Whenever
muddying the waters, right? I call muddying the waters. Yeah.
What are you doing? Oh man, I got this, I'm doing this, and I know I ain't doing shit. But if I say a bunch of stuff, they're like, wow, Jesse, you're so busy. How do you get it all done? Like, yes, I'm so awesome. And I'm not doing a damn thing. So for me, that's how that kind of translates in my head. But I totally appreciate it. Like, come on, man, you ain't got it together. We know. All right. Now we got this whiner thing kind of tickling some feathers here. So Mr. Josh Young says, what about accountability, Jesse? Is the whining you're talking about their inability to hold themselves accountable or to be held accountable? I'm going to say, like, I have a twisted perspective on accountability. I don't believe anybody can hold me accountable if I am not an accountable person. Accountability in Jesse land is a 100% personal decision. I am accountable to the commitments that I make. So that's for any future reference. Those are my thoughts on accountability. Now, in terms of the whining, I would say that when there is a situation where there's a deliverable that they have not fulfilled, and they are reporting out on the status of the deliverable, is usually it's a good venue for whining to present itself. My
definition is so aligned with that on whining. All whining is the undercurrent of that is excuses and laziness. That is all whining is. Like across the board, it's excuses because like you're trying to put blame on something else, or you're too lazy to do the dang work.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah. Whining is just refusing ownership.
Yeah.
Maybe there's another way to think about it. And I know I'm probably splitting hairs, but for me, accountability is it's an internal thing. Can you fire me if I work for you and I don't do my job? Yes. But you're not making me accountable. You're just firing me. Like accountability is 100% from here. But towards the whiny thing, when I am whining, because I do whine about stuff, very short periods of time, I just don't want to own my part in it. I'm complaining about the traffic and the weather and the coffee and the road closure, and the stairs getting out of my Airbnb. Like if I was late, those are all the things that I could have listed. Whining about my experience, deflecting the ownership of I should have left 30 minutes earlier. Yep. Right? Like, so I think it is a deflection of ownership. And I think which takes us to the next question with Mr. Milo, who always brings it. Mr. Milo Franco says, would you say that a whiner could be persuaded into becoming an action person? No. My answer is no, primarily because I don't believe in persuading people to do anything. All right?
So it has to be internal, because like you said, like you've been a whiner or you've done whining or whatever, but you are now an accountable person. So how like that, but it was all internal, like you did that yourself. Correct.
Yeah. So like persuading now, but to add on to that, right? Do I think can they be persuaded? Probably, but that's not a practice I play. I feed the hungry. If you want to play with me, this is how I play. Come on. Right. And if not, peace. Like, good, go find somebody else. But But in terms of like helping them become an action person, I think it can be done. But they got to want it, right?
Yeah.
Like they got to want it. I'm not trying to turn a whiner into an action oriented person. I'm not. I'm just not spending time with whiners.
And maybe dig in a little bit because, and maybe like right now, I think we're like placing people in a category of like, that's a whiner. Jesse, you whine, I whine. Yes. Like we're not saying like you're either a whiner or you're not. We're saying that whining, the things you're doing are deflecting, like that you don't want to take ownership or that you don't want to do the work or that you know what I'm saying? Like that's what we're saying. Like you're using it as something like a smoke screen because there's other things there. Jesse and I, mainly to each other, we have moments where we're like, I just got to vent. I just got to do this because I got to get it out of my head. And then we move on and we do something else. So again, just want to put some context on that.
Well, I'm just going to keep it like, stop. Don't be freaking whiners out there. But here's what Milo's asking or bringing to the conversation. I 100% believe that whining, like chronic whining, is a learned behavior.
Yes.
Action taking is a learned behavior. So I 100% believe that, yes, that the action or the operating system of whining or not whining can be learned and designed. But again, people that stay in the chronic whiny, guess what? Most of the people in their circle tolerate that shit. That's why they do it all the time. And more importantly, like they're not, when I was whining, when I was in my chronic whiner state, this was when I was all up in my addiction and getting arrested all the time and the world was against me. I got something out of it. And that's really the thing that we need to examine when we're in that state of mind, or we are working with people that's kind of their default mode of functioning, is they are doing it because they get some value out of it.
Yes, they're getting a response.
Right. Like I was whining because, people would feel sorry for me and, all the bullshit. Mm-hmm. But the problem was I stayed stuck. Like I didn't progress. I didn't expand my thinking. I stayed in the very same spot for years because I was so busy whining about everything. And then the people I surround, so I'm a whiner, people that put up with it, guess what? I attracted them. And they reinforced that behavior, which reinforced my staying stuck. Mm-hmm. And so I had to change the action thing. I started finding other people that were more action oriented. I was sick and tired of being stuck. And somebody said, stop your damn whining, Jess. Like there's a space between stimulus and response. My response was always to whine. The space between stimulants and response is the power to choose. So I could choose my response and I started choosing action and so on. So my point is the behavior can be conditioned. But I don't know that I'm not in the convincing persuasion game at all.
And I want to add and maybe challenge the people out there, all those parents that are out there right now. When Jesse says it's a learned behavior or it's a conditioned behavior, like I'm going to challenge all of you because again, I am a parent of 2 teenage girls. You are feeding it or you are helping it. So if you got some whiners or some people that whine and your reaction is just to get them to stop whining by giving them what they want, those individuals are going to turn into adults that are looking for responses from whining. So yes. You're in a place right now, doesn't matter the temper tantrum in the store because they want something and you're not getting it for them, or the child that wants to argue with you because they know more. It doesn't matter. You are feeding that and you are getting them conditioned to expect a response, a positive response by whining.
Oh, I love it. Which is going to take us to the next question. So, Miss Gloria, what's up, sister? We're going to hang out with Gloria in Chicago in June. Nice. He says, we all whine sometimes. Agreed. Just don't stay there. Like, you know what? If you whine, I'll give you a pass. But don't come whining me about the same damn thing 2 days in a row because I'm busy. Milo again says it's connected to what you just said, Jen. It's been my experience that when a given leader is a whiner, him or herself, the whole team becomes a whining field. Yep. And you just said, like parents, right? Like Or here's something for people. Milo didn't say this, but I'm using his statement to like reinforce the point. If everybody around you is whiners, it's probably because you are too. Right? Like, stop doing that. Leslie, yes, bullies raise bullies, right? 100%. Miss Leslie, welcome to the conversation. Yes. You're now in the randomizer. I wonder if I made Josh mad with my response.
No, he kind of disconnects and connects back in. So hopefully he'll add to it. But I think there's 2 points that were made, and I think we've made them too, is if you are surrounded by people that are driving you crazy and irritating you and making you mad, like you're creating that environment.
It's not them, it's you. That's the tagline for today's show. It's not them, it's you. All right. Now, sometimes we have whiners in our space and we keep them there. Mm-hmm. So what is the cost of protecting people that are keeping you stuck? Right? You got scrubs in your space, whiners, whatever, people that don't have any empathy, people that don't have any modesty, all the things that we listed, what you don't tolerate. But sometimes we keep some of those people around. What's the cost of that, Jen? Any thoughts?
Well, one, I want to add another layer to this question. Why are you protecting them? Because I think that also answers the cost piece is, and from in my experience is we accept them or we like tolerate them for something they're doing, an outcome they're producing, or something that they could help us in our career. Like, I feel like there's things that we do because we're hoping by keeping them around that it will help us with some outcome. Again, we only can control the things that like there's things that we only can control. We can't control what other people do. But we can make choices on if they're in our space or not. And so for me, the cost of protecting people like that is you will lose the better people. Because if they see that you're tolerating certain things or you're protecting them and you're kind of, but they're doing this, but they give us this, but yeah, we understand, but their experience, I mean, like you're justifying bad behavior. And when people watch you as a leader protecting and justifying bad behavior, nothing else that comes out of your mouth is going to matter. Because you can preach over here about the value of people and this is what I do and this is what and you are completely like nothing matters anymore if you are tolerating and protecting people that do not support the words that are coming out of your mouth. And it is what it is. Like, you can justify it all you want. You can say they make you money. You can say all the things that make you feel good and help you go to sleep at night. But in the end, your credibility, the reason why someone would follow you and value you, like personally, not a company or not an industry or not a project, personally, you are completely dismissing any opportunity to be able to do something bigger and better because of what you're tolerating.
Okay. So Jen, what you said feels more like good advice for being a manager. How does that apply in your personal life? Because I've seen so many people struggle with, like at work, oh yeah, boundaries and non-negotiables. But once they're off the clock, they put up with all kinds of bullshit. So how does this apply, this idea here, the cost of protecting people in our personal life outside of the workspace?
Well, and I think what it does is that second part of the question is it keeps you stuck in a space because of what you're tolerating. Like you're not learning, you're not growing, you're not improving if you're in a place where you're just, I won't say content or comfortable or like anything, you're just, when you're in a place, and we've all been there. I mean, I know I've been there where it's like, I mean, it's not that bad. Or, I mean, we have good days. I mean, just like, I mean, no one's dying. It's okay. Like we've all been in those situations to where it's like, we've justified that, maybe it could be better, but it could be a whole lot worse.
Yep.
That's okay. And you can do that, but you don't have to choose for it to just be mediocre. Those of you that are out there and good with mediocre status quo, no judgment, because those people they're out there doing things too. That's just not the people that I want around me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get to make that choice.
Yeah. No, good. Thank you for adding some more weight to the thing. And Leslie, I love the way she said this. She says, the cost is you begin by default to add their character to your own, right? It's contagious. Other people's behavior is contagious. You know why have been such a good whiner? Because I hung around with whiners. It will bleed in, it'll stick to you, and it'll start informing your behavior going forward. And more importantly, again, I'm not talking about the workspace. That's easy. I'm talking about, or maybe more clearly, I'm here to leave the construction industry better than I found it. Mm-hmm. And in order to accomplish that, I need some ballers around me, or more clearly, I do not need those scrubs in my damn way. Yes. And so I'm filtering that out. Mm-hmm. Now, I also what's the word? It's really unhealthy behavior. It'll come to me in a little bit. But I'm a fixer. I'm a recovering fixer, right? Mm-hmm. Codependent. I have a lot of codependent behavior and issues from the way my experience in life. And so I used to pick projects, find people that are in crisis and just, I want to help them. I want to not fix them. I want to save them. Mm-hmm. And what ends up happening is I cover for them, and I'm guarding them, and I'm protecting them. But it's I'm doing this. When we met, my head was above water. And as I continue doing that, I'm getting deeper and deeper into the water. And so for me, the cost is, now it's specific to me because of the things, the issues that I have. So what it cost me is my joy, my fulfillment, and worst of all, my ability to contribute and serve.
Oh, Jesse.
Right?
Yes. No, it's funny. I saw a TikTok recently that hit home to what you said, and it made me look at it from a different lens. It said, stop and evaluate those people that come in when you're in your lowest, when you're at your darkest, and they come in and you're those are the people that really are there for me, because they come in when things are bad. And the whole TikTok was about those people are there out of access of convenience. Ooh. And how they can then be the superhero to your problem. That doesn't mean that they're the people that are your tribe and the people that care about you. They are there for themselves. They're not there when, just every time else. And again, we really make them heroes, because when I was in my lowest and when I was in trouble, they came in and they saved the day. And we don't stop and we don't evaluate oh dang, now they get to walk around and talk about how much they helped us. Think about it from that perspective. And who are those people that are only in there to kind of be the one with the cape and the superhero that can save, but not all the other stuff. So anyway, It made me think about that.
Oh no, I love it. And we were just talking about that before we went live, is there is a difference between helping and serving people and wanting to feel like you helped and served.
Yes.
Period. Right. And back to me, let's talk about my favorite subject real quick. My codependent behavior was not about saving people. It was about me feeling like a savior.
Yep.
So it didn't really matter.
That may be a whole nother live stream. Saving people versus feeling like a savior.
Yes.
That's huge. And we fall in one or the other category.
100%. And I love Cindy's dropping. There's a horror movie. Sometimes you don't realize the call is coming from inside. For real. Oh man, this is good. We got some good stuff. Oh look, we got Miss Sarah. All right. And you know what? I'm gonna go back to Sarah real quick. Like what Sarah is experiencing right now. I mean, we've been connected through emotional bungee jumpers, and we've been able to, share with each other's growth and stuff. But like what she's like, the culmination of
manifesting.
Yes, right. Like, she's a perfect. I'll say this: she is a perfect example of like how to attract the people you need, how to attract your dream team,
and surround yourself with the right people.
Yeah. Yep. So Danielle says, reputation, seen as dependable, but not always as decisive authority. Advancement, you look like the fixer, not the one who scales teams. Energy, you're running quiet burnout in the background. I know from experience. Yeah. Right. So, and I love that she brings up reputation, right? Because I've been stuck there. I had a reputation, and I let the reputation, like my infatuation with my reputation drove certain behaviors because I didn't want to let go of that identity. Like that part of my identity. Was I busy? Was I getting stuff done? Hell, man, Jesse, but I'm freaking burning out. Like it was all bullshit. Like it was all fake, period. That's what it was. But it finally came to a head.
And when reputation is what pulls you into situations, like you need to stop and evaluate the decisions you're making.
Yes. All right. Leslie makes another point. She says, negative thinkers stick with negative thinkers to call. Oh, yeah. This is the commiserators, right? You get a room of co-conspirators, or what's the other accomplices. Stick with negative thinkers to cause interim agreement. This feels good because everyone agrees, right? So we all get together and say, oh, he's stupid. Yeah, we all agree. Right. He's the problem. He's stupid. What does that accomplish? You're complaining, you're pissing and moaning, but you ain't taking any action. Like, come on, man, do something.
Well, and can you pull up Adam's comment, just because I want to challenge people that are in rooms like that maybe you're not commiserating with them. Maybe that you're not adding to the conversation, or you're not creating interim agreement. Are you calling them out? Because like, it's one thing to go, well, I'm not contributing to it. I'm not, I like it, and we can own that. We can say like, I wasn't a part of that conversation, but we're also, most of the people on here are a pretty big deal, and they're in rooms where like you get to, at a moment, call somebody out or challenge them or like, or really like turn something around. Are you doing that?
Yes. Which brings us to the next question, Jennifer Lacey.
Yes.
When have you chosen comfort over growth? So question to the Omniverse. How many times, and think, like, zoom out. How many times have you chosen comfort over growth? And so what I mean by that is and you just touched on it, right? It's way more comfortable, Jen, for me not to ask hard questions. It is way more comfortable for me not to call my friends out and point at something stinky, right? It's way more comfortable for me not to challenge somebody that has formal authority because of their influence and their decision, and they impact my income. Way more comfortable to do that. But when I do, there's massive growth. And so this is not a judgment question, because I understand. But what I want people to do is take an inventory, and if you're brave enough to put it in the comments, do so. Like, where are you choosing comfort over growth? What do you think, Jen? Are we being too invasive?
No. So, and it's funny. I just had some conversations yesterday. So I'll give an example in a minute. My answer to this, which is, I'm going to tell you, this one hits a little bit, but when I chose comfort over growth, when I was more focused on my career than my influence.
Ooh, tell me more.
So when I, like, not that I even knew the path in front of me, but like the credibility of like the rooms I'm in, or the, making sure that I was proving my value, the things that were going to get me promoted, get me a raise, get me those type of things. Like, that's where I defaulted to, like, it's status quo in my opinion. Like it's where I was okay, like being in the sea with everyone else that was there, maybe putting my head up a little bit, like saying some things, but not rocking the boat, not making waves. That was when I was very focused on my career path and what was next, and not thinking about like what I could do as much as like, okay, well, this is kind of where I need to stay, versus the moment. I don't even know if it was a moment, but the period of time where I started looking at the influence that I could have that then could ripple back and hit these other things. It changed every conversation I have, every conversation I have, not in certain rooms, conversations I'm having or with certain people. It is literally every conversation I have. And so an example of this, not mention any names, but yesterday I went in to facilitate a meeting, and I had someone in there that I've known about 10 years. And his comment to me was, I love what you're doing. I see you all over the place. I see you on social media. And he goes, and it took me a while to realize this, Jennifer. He goes, but I appreciate everything you do, because everything I see, you're never doing it for selfish reasons. And like, for me, it answers the question of how I was living, what I was doing. It was definitely for me. It was definitely what was next for me. What's that next opportunity, that raise, that title. And as soon as it became something bigger, something like you said, the industry, something bigger than just something personal, but something bigger than that I could influence, something more than just a role or a position, it was a game changer. And I'm attracting so many different people now than I was attracting then.
Yes. Yeah. And that's it. That's it, right? I understand our situation, the conditions that we're in, and have a big play on this of like, I get to talk to people. People are like, hey, I'm thinking of starting a business. What did you do? And I'm like, well, first, or my people will call me and, hey, I'm having an issue. Can I talk to you about my wife or my husband? I'm like, yes, but first you need to know I am chronically single. So my advice is really good for single people. Same thing with people that are thinking of starting a business and a side hustle. I'm like, first, you got to understand, I ain't got no kid, no people, plants, or pets that take my space. And this is why I can do things the way I do them. Now, if I had dependents and other things, it would absolutely change the way my approach, it would inform my approach. So I totally get, like, there's times where it's necessary to do that.
But you can still grow and have plants and people and dogs.
100%.
I'm just going to say you can still grow.
100%. And another example, Sarah, she says, well, first of all, yes, I agree, Sarah.
Whatever.
I love it when Jessie says, let me know how this lands. She says, my life right now is about choosing growth over comfort. Like for real. She made some massive life decisions and it's playing out, and everybody is going to get to hear or read about it very soon.
Yes.
There may be a book. There may be a book title there. Milo, again, real talk, right? In terms of what the question is, when do you choose comfort over growth? When the circumstances in my personal life call for stability.
Yep.
And like, that's just real talk. Yep. Like, folks, you don't get to go and start making crazy ass decisions and then say, well, Jessie said on the live stream, like, no.
No, you still got to pay your bills. Like we understand that.
I ain't paying your bills. And so there is, right? You if you've got a family, you're part of a team, there, like you have financial commitments or whatever, maintaining some level of stability there is necessary. Those are your responsibilities. But you can still take some chance. You can still take some risk, right? You can still choose that growth. Look, see, here's Adam, like, thank you.
I think you just didn't say, hey, Adam.
Right.
With this comment, but there we go.
I like picking on Adam. Let's see. So Steve Martin says, during those special times when someone on your journey needs to know they're awesome, right where they are, growth will come. Okay. What do you think about that, Jen? I like that. That's a really great point,
Well,
Steve.
I go ahead, because I feel like you got a thought. So go ahead.
Well, okay. So I've had this, it feels like the last 2 weeks I've had there's a recurring theme in some of the conversations I'm having with people, because of how how often I say, like, do the damn thing, make a decision, make shit happen. And or maybe at the rate at which I'm kind of growing and changing and experimenting, whatever. And so some people that I've had the fortune to be a witness to their life, and they've let me speak into their life for years, are now making significant leap, like making the decision that maybe 2, 3, or 4 years ago was the decision that was on the table. And so the question I'm getting from them is like, I know you're going to tell me I told you so. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Like, well, why not? But you're all about action and I was like, well, because here's like the reality of it, of what Steve Martin just pointed out, is like, I'm psyched. Like, I'm a maniac when it comes to growth and change and trying things and all the stuff. I don't expect people to be as maniacal as I am, right? Sometimes people grow at different rates, period. People grow at different rates. And I understand how difficult, like, I'm gonna be 50, Jen, in December. I did not operate this way when I was in my 30s, in my 20s, right? Like, I didn't operate that way. And so some of us are at different, we'll just say, phases of our life, that for me, it's not about crossing the finish line. It's just about progress. And so if somebody's taking 3, 4, 5 years to like make a life decision that, you know, they could have made 3, 4, 5 years ago, I don't judge. I understand, because what I'm looking for is progress. Are they changing their thinking? Are they trying different things? Or are they sitting there bitching about the situation? Because if that's all they're doing, I'm gonna tell you I told you so. But if you're testing and trying and challenging and experimenting and, you know, making moves, little baby moves, kind of big, medium moves, that's what matters to me. And then, you know, over the years, again, like Steve said, they may not be ready, and that's okay. I'm not going to push, even though it always feels like I'm kicking people off the edge. I'm getting you close to the edge. You always get to decide to jump. What do you think, Jen?
Oh, Jesse, so many things. I'm going to challenge you again to talk a little bit about something, but the point I want to make, and then I'm going to challenge you, is you are a product of the people that are around you. Like, I'm just going to say that, because, like, okay, yeah. No. Let me go back about 4 or 5 years ago. And there's a lot of people that have been in my space for a while. And Jesse, you made a decision. Hey, I need to talk to Jennifer because I want to do this one thing. You didn't. I want to ask you, like, did you in your mind go, this is what I'm going to do with Jennifer, and this is how I'm going to impact her, and this is how I'm going? Did you come into that ask and what we plan to do with that master plan?
Yes. No, I didn't. I mean, and I want to kind of add some more background. Okay. And the only reason I didn't do it that way is because I used to do it that way, right? And Leslie says people are ready and willing to grow when they're ready. We can influence, but we can't make them rise to their own greatness. Beautifully said, Miss Leslie. And so there was a time in my life when, and I think it's a gift, a blessing that that I have to be a good steward of being able to see and recognize like greatness, talent, like amazing things in people. When I was younger, I'm like, I'm gonna make you famous, right? Like, I'm gonna make it happen, whether you want it or not. And I freaked people out. I scared them away. That was too intense. It was too much. It wasn't what they wanted, right? It doesn't matter how much of it they got, but if they can't see it and don't want to use it, it don't freaking matter.
But it was for you also, based on the way you're saying it. It was also for you to go, look what I'm doing.
It was all about me. Yeah. You know, today is when people start giving me advice. I'm like, well, thanks. I didn't ask for that shit. And now I know you're going to go tell people, I told Jesse he should have done this. I don't know why he hasn't done it. Like, well, stupid, I didn't ask you. But yeah, it was 100% about me wanting to say, look what I created. I'm Mr. Dr. Frankenstein over here. So I discovered, okay, that's not a healthy way to, it's just not respectful, first of all, but it's not a healthy way to operate, because when they didn't like embrace their thing and spread their wings, I internalized that as a failure, as a judgment against my own value, my self-worth. So it was really unhealthy. Fast forward. Now I still recognize it, but what I'm looking for is a signal of, do they see it? Even if it's foggy and gray and 3,000 miles down the road, do they see it? And are they interested in it? And so when you and I had that first conversation, there were some things that I could see, like, oh, okay, she doesn't need to clamor and fight and over talk people to make a point. She's confident enough and secure enough in herself to let everybody else fall all over themselves and then drop a bomb, like drop something meaningful and impactful. I dig that a lot. So there were a lot of things that I could see in the stuff you're doing on LinkedIn and whatever. I'm like, okay, so she's very people oriented. That's an indicator, another signal. And then the first conversation we had, you said the words, I see this thing happening, but I don't know what it is. And I said, oh, do you want to talk? Do you want to like explore that more? And you said, yeah. So I'm like, okay, good. In my brain, what goes through my head is I can help this person. Mm-hmm. But I've learned or developed the habit of let me ask first. Mm-hmm. And you and I've had that conversation multiple times. Is this something you want to do? Because if you say yes, guess what? We're going to freaking make it happen.
Yep.
If you say no, I'm hands off. I got other shit to do. So I don't know. How did I do in answering your question?
And a couple of things you did is, number one is you saw something, but I also had to voice something. So yes. It's the conversations of when we have growth, when we're ready. We had a lot of comments about just like, if you build it, they will come kind of thing. Like, it's just, they have to be in the right space. And so I'm attributing, Jesse knows that I give him a lot of credit. I had to do a lot of stuff too, but I give Jesse a lot of credit of just the collision that we made 4 or 5 years ago and some things that we started doing, and then just continually challenge each other. Again, it's not one-sided. I don't think anybody can be in a group if it's just one-sided. There's going to be a point where someone's like, I'm out of here, I can't do it. But being able to be around people that can see some greatness, or will watch and point out some things. And I also want to make sure that I make this very clear. Also, they can see the stinkiness. They can also see the crap that you're doing to hide or to deflect. And we all do it, even if we're in a really good place and we're doing good things, we all do it. Are you around people? Do you surround yourself with people that will call you out?
Yes.
And again, we balance it with, we need those people in our court. They're going to help us grow, and they're going to do but part of that is also having people that have the courage to be able to call you out, challenge you, and tell you you're not walking what you're talking.
Yeah. Yes. So it is randomizer time.
Okay, so we have a couple minutes.
Yeah. And I'm going to put the next question up so the folks out there in the Omniverse can start chewing on it. What do you do to attract the talent you need around you? And I'm going to say this, again, I'm just giving answers today, Jen.
Solutionizing everything.
It's you, it's not them, it's you. We're talking about the talent you need to help you leave the impact on the world that you're here to leave.
Yes.
Help you develop the skills and talents that you've been blessed with in service to others. Some of us are fortunate in that we can do that in our jobs. Mm-hmm. Most of us are not in that situation. Yep. So it's the impact that you're going to leave in the world. Who do you need around you? What are the reinforcing characteristics, personalities, traits, whatever, that are going to help you cultivate all that awesomeness that you've been blessed with so you can pour it back into the world. That's what the hell we're talking about. Now, the answer to this question, if you don't already have it, because you probably haven't thought about it, go back and watch the replay, right? Get clear about what the hell you're not going to tolerate. That's one thing that will help. Stop protecting people that are freaking dead weight and start choosing growth over comfort. So if you don't have an answer, there's 3 answers, Jen. Yep. What do you think?
I completely agree. And I mean, for me and what I've seen, and I don't think I wasn't doing it on purpose. I was just doing what was right for me. But my answer to this is, how do you attract the talent you need around you? Is I showed up as my authentic self. And it wasn't trying to do it for somebody else. But sometimes, and Jesse, we talk about this, it was dirty, it was messy, it was not what fit in the box. And in those moments, I had to realize all of that are going to keep me out of conversations, are going to keep me out of rooms, are going to keep me out of positions, or even, like I had to own that if this is important enough, this is what I'm standing on. And if it's meant to be, it'll happen. If it'll attract, it'll do the things it needs to do. And what it did, and I'm just like, this is the magic of it. If you stand on what's important to you, and for me, being my authentic self and valuing the things that are important to me and not giving time for others, when they do invite you, which they will, you don't have to filter anything. And it was a game changer. It was one of those where when you can be comfortable in your own skin, doing the things that are important to you and doing them for the right reasons, when you do get invited, they do reach out and kind of want you to come coach them or do some stuff, like you don't have to go, okay, how do I need to show up? What do I need to do? Do I need to not say this? Do I need to say this? Like, you don't even have to think about that. Because my daddy told me this, and I use it a lot. When you show up and you tell the truth and you're real, you never have to remember what you said. And it is like the way that it's so cool and it's so liberating when you don't have to go, oh, okay, now how do I need to show up today? What do I need to do? And you can just be your authentic self.
Yes. Give yourself permission to be all of you.
Yes.
I love it. All right. So it is random.
Okay, randomizer.
Let's see who gets
it. And then you have to answer the question, Jesse, because I don't think then you have to answer the question.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Randomizer. Here we go. Oh, look at all the smiling faces. Let's see who the victim will be.
He literally just got in.
Perfect timing, Christopher. You know what? Also, damn it, I forgot to add Maria to the invite from last time. Damn it. Okay. So, Christopher, congratulations. You will be getting a calendar invite from me for Emotional Bungee Jumpers and Cultivation Crew, just to see how you like it. And I just heads up, right? It's an experience that you will either love or hate. There's no in between. Am I lying, Jen?
You will grow either way.
Very well.
If you are in a place of growth and if you're in that place, the universe is attracting us to you. We're just telling you that right now. If you're not in that space, then you will run away really fast.
Yeah. So kind of going back to Josh's question, right? If you are not an accountable person, you will hate this freaking thing. Promise. Look at that. The secret of success.
Coming right at the end, right? Be the last one to jump in.
Oh, man. All right. So we got some answers. Sarah says, the other day someone pointed out, and this kind of goes back to this authenticity thing you were talking about, Jen. The other day someone pointed out having the word visionary and badass on my LinkedIn profile, they could imagine could deter traditional corporations. I let them know that was by design. when you understand who you are, you also will detract those that don't fit your needed growth, right? Like for me, by design, are you doing the shit on purpose or not? If you're not, come on, man. Like, is it scary? Yeah. Is everybody going to love it? No. And you just got to be okay with that.
Jesse, I want to give some context too. Like, everyone's like, oh, that's all great. Like, that's all wonderful. Like, Jesse has his own company, and like he's his own boss. Like, I work for a company. I have a boss. Like, I have a company that pays a lot of my bills. And like in my recent performance evaluation, my boss told me, keep doing everything you're doing. So and it's not everywhere, but like, it's not just me out here being able to go be your authentic self, but like, you also can't work in the confines of something else. Like, we both have different situations, and when you're valued and there's an opportunity, there are right people out there that will help promote that and help support that as well. So sometimes it's easy when they're like, yeah, it's all great on Saturday morning, but again, you can still be who you are and what you want to do. And I know Sarah is manifesting that, it just makes my heart so happy.
Yeah. 100. I'll say it a different way, Jen. Like, this works even if you have a real job.
Yes, there we go. You summarized it way better. Yes.
Like, it's a little scarier, kind of back
it is
to
it's a lot scarier. Right? Let's not a little bit. It's a lot. Yes.
But it totally works.
Yes.
Mr. Milo says, model the behavior you seek without compromising your values. Gangsta, right? Mr. Christopher says, strategy, purpose, vision, see who latches on in a big or small way and who turns away or stays too small. Simple, right?
We're just getting all the nuggets right here in the end, man.
Steve Martin says, I highlight the superpowers of others. Then comes the enticement. I would love someone with your talent on this new team. Are you interested? Yep. I think what I want to say is, like, for me, what do I do to attract the people that I want around me? Mm-hmm. Number one, demonstrate the behaviors I seek, right? Like, I forget how often the way I function, the things I say is by design. Mm-hmm. Not all of it. Like, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of dumb shit I say that I'll go watch the replay. I'm like, why did I say that? That was dumb. But
that's everyone. What are you talking about?
But when I talk to people, it's a simple example. Multiple people have said, hey, you know what? I want to recommend, I know how you feel about book recommendations, but I really think you'll get something out of this book. I'm like, what are you talking about, book recommendations? They're like, oh yeah, like, I know that you don't like it when people recommend stupid books. I'm like, how do you know that? Well, apparently I've said it enough for people to pick up on it, right? So that's kind of my point, is I wasn't doing that, like talking about my disdain for freaking weak ass books so that people don't, like, I was just talking about it. Is it like, does it offend people and kind of put some people off? Yeah, a lot of my brother Ernest, love him, he's amazing. There's things that I say here, and he's like, hey man, you said this, but that's not how you like do it. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I know. Like, this is what, in this context, yes. In generally speaking, no. And my point being is, instead of worrying about how many people I might offend or how many feathers I'm going to ruffle, or the opposite, instead of being enamored with the idea of shocking people and getting their attention by saying, the poetic bullshit, I just give myself permission to say what I think. I give myself permission to help people understand what I do care about, what I don't care about, what's important to me, what's not important to me. I just say it. And what it ends up doing, I got the wrong question up. What it ends up doing is attracting people that I need, right? That are going to contribute to the situation or whatever it is I'm dealing with. Or they'll signal back to me like, oh yeah, I agree with that. And like, oh man, that person's like, how did that person come into my orbit? Right. And another thing, what do I do? And this is something easy that we make it too scary. What do I do that attracts the talent I need around me? What are y'all watching right now? Right? Like for real. The thing that accelerated my decision and gave me the confidence to start my business was I discovered that I already had credibility. How did I discover that? By doing this bullshit, right? Like doing the live streams, doing the posting, doing the podcast. It was by making myself visible, letting all you crazies out there know that there's a crazy. If you like this flavor of crazy, he's here. Doing that, all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, I already have some credibility. I have some insight that people value. I can do this. And so, it doesn't have to be that deep for you. But if like for real, you want to change the world, I hope you do. Otherwise, like, don't call me. You gotta let people know you're there. And guess what? Freaking social media is the easiest way to do that. There, that's my rant, Jen.
Okay, so we're about to wrap up, but so we're not doing an after party today, which we hate that we're not going to get to talk to you, but my daughter has a performance, and so I'm not available. So we are not doing the after party, but we are going to do closing thoughts, but we just wanted to make sure everyone knows in case they're looking for it. It's not out there anywhere because we are not doing it today. So I'm going to go closing thoughts, and then you'll wrap us up.
Yeah.
Okay, so two big things. One is I want to make a statement based on Jesse's book recommendation type thing. Because again, I get to recommend things to Jesse a lot too. He recommends a lot of things to me. And so I have a cool thing. It's like, you've got to, when you're surrounding yourself with these people that we say are going to help you grow, you also have to be a little tough and not get offended and not get butthurt when someone doesn't agree with you. And so if you get offended and get defensive every time, if I recommend a book to Jesse, and Jesse, he'll usually read it, and he did not like it. He didn't like it. And I could go, oh my gosh, like I must suck. I don't have to suck. It could be something that resonated with me that didn't resonate with Jesse. And ironically, Jesse was just so cool. I recommended a book, Unreasonable Hospitality. Yep. Again, I read it. It's very people type focus. I loved it. I recommended it to Jesse. Jesse didn't love it. And the author is the keynote at LCI Congress in Atlanta. So it's just a cool, like, it doesn't mean that I'm wrong and he's right. It doesn't mean, it's cool to have that dynamic and that you can't get offended every time someone doesn't believe or agree with everything you say. So like, there's value in that. So please like think about that whenever someone just, is not aligned with where you are. The other one is, and you said this at the very beginning, Jesse, and I just want to reiterate it because we talked about those people that come in your life at certain times, and then you were like the savior, and I'm going to come in and do this. Be careful, and we both have been there before, I think, where people come in and they're like, I can help you with this, or you should do this, and this will help you with this. There's been a point where I just dismiss them. Then there's a point where I engage with them. Be careful, because at any point, if you say yes, or if you say, I agree, you then become a person that they can reference for whatever their agenda is. And you find out after the fact that then you kind of have to like, oh, I don't need to do that. So I'm just giving y'all like a heads up. Like when you got people engaging with you because you're on fire, you're changing the world, you're out there doing really, really cool things, you will attract people that need to latch onto you, that need you to help propel them. So when that's happening in your space, just be aware of it, because you can then say something that they will use and twist and be able to promote something that maybe you're not completely bought into. So just the awareness part. Sometimes that's something I had to learn the hard way. So I'm just giving people that heads up ahead of time.
Yeah. And I think the easy way to think about that is go back to question number one, right? What will you not tolerate? And more importantly, that list of things will change based on what we learn, right? Because yes, you're going to get attention. You start getting clear. You start helping the people out there in the world know exactly what you stand for and what you stand against. It will attract a lot of attention and a lot of energy. Not all of it is reciprocal. And so those reciprocal, like, you be careful, because some people want to ride and they're gonna, they just be careful, be smart about that. Know what you stand for, and just know you're gonna learn. I like Christopher's point here. That's so Jesse. I agree. So that's it. No after party today. Danielle says this was absolutely amazing. New loyal follower. Looking forward to the next episode. Thank you, Danielle. Folks, she did throw a blue heart, so go out there and help her out or hit her up. Steve Martin, be careful. Selfishness sucks. Negative. I am 100% selfish all day, every day. And it don't suck. Well, not in Jesse land anyway. So, folks, appreciate y'all being here. We will. Oh, did you get the demo of the new outro music?
No.
Okay, hang on.
Okay. I'll go with it. Let's go with it.
All right, I'm gonna hit play.